All right, you youngsters, gather up, gather up. Let me tell you a tale about the times when I was younger. A time when the Christian culture had dominion, and your grandmother would watch televangelist on television selling her miracle water, and she praised Jesus. That culture was extremely oppressive against all things that were fun and entertaining, because they figured out that something that is fun must either be unhealthy, must either be immoral, or must either be a waste of time. And so they tried to tailor civilization into the perfect society where people are hardworking but miserable, where the only entertainment is going to church. And so everything was evil. Black rock was evil. Heavy metal was evil. Anime was satanic. TV shows were filled with violence and gore, and it would frighten grandmother who would clench to her television, asking the televangelist what needs to be done. How can she prevent her kid from watching that evil Dungeons and Dragons? And so the children grew with resentment towards their folk. They despised the moral busybody. They looked to them and they went, "You want me to have a life of suffering? Then I will do what is worse for me. Like everything you're telling me it's bad, I will do it. Because this is a life where I will hurt myself to upset you, to horrify you, and that will bring me entertainment." Was it a good decision or not? That is for history to tell us, but this is how people at the time acted. And so they fostered strong communities with strong bonds. You would go onto the hallways of your high school and you would see someone else wearing a Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt, and you would know that that is a fellow oppressed individuals. You have more in common with that person than you have with Jesus. There is a strong tie, a strong connection between that person than there is with your family. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Those times existed. Difficult to believe, but those atrocities have happened. They already took place. And so at the top of the pecking ladder, at the top of society, it was the most prestigious person of all, the game developer, the person creating the entertainment. He became a demigod. He became the one that everyone looked up to and said, "Wow, if one day I too can become one like him." And so when you have a cultural phenomenon, when you have World of Warcraft that dominates not just American entertainment, but even peers through the veils of China, and everyone likes World of Warcraft. The Blizzard developer, he was the god among men. He was the one that all kids look up to, that all young people are like, "Masa, Masa, give us light, give us wisdom. We respect you." And this caused a new level of arrogance. This caused a new level of thinking among the game developer who forgot their station. You see, instead of believing that they're just individuals that are there to create entertainment, to make cardboard boxes, to write some books, they now view themselves as politicians, as the new church, the people that get to set morality. And so you have these people coming out and having these weird takes. It's like, we need to do this, we have to. And in a society where they had the people, in a society where they had the numbers, when they issued the diktat, when they issued the ruling, the decree, people respected them. But unfortunately, they turned into the moral busybodies that people hated. They now started issuing morality. They now started to crack down on fun. It's like, we can't have beautiful women in video games because the male gaze is leading to rape culture. We can't have these themes, these jokes in video games because it leads to racism. We can't have this, we can't have that, we can't allow this, we can't. They became the new church. And so now they lost the numbers, and now they look as ridiculous as the televangelists of old. Because the wheel is turning, and we are back where we have left. Will people choose another path? I don't know. But what's interesting is that the time of the LARP, of where the American CEO gets to act like a priest, is definitely over. And I'm going to stop doing the voice now, because I just wanted to do a little bit, but I got caught up in the moment. I got caught up in the moment and I couldn't stop.
But what's interesting is that more and more people are calling him out, right? Like, I already made a video about him. This is the guy in charge of Pathfinder, right? Like, issuing the decree telling J.D. Vance, oi, J.D. Vance, you need to focus on your fascism. You need to focus on your ideology. Do not waste time playing games. Like, just get it done. But what's interesting is that you have other people in the industry that are finally having the balls to speak out. It's kind of funny because this particular person doesn't have the balls. She's a woman. But as you can see, she is a speculative horror author, writing stereotype subtypes she thinks and says funny. Part of the reason I don't talk politics on this page is that I represent a business myself. See, smart woman. Like, this is how things should be. You should not, like, another question is like, what is, everything is political. No. You should know what is and what isn't political, right? Like, as a business person, you should make the difference. When you attack J.D. Vance or a politician, you're alienating every single customer that actually likes that person. Why are you doing this? Like, your goal is not to influence or shape society. Your goal is to sell things. And if you forget your station, she actually explains what happens, right? When you're the face of a company, you employ 80 people full time. And so your behavior risks those people ending up jobless. Tabletop RPGs are a place where you can sit down and escape politics and pressures of the day, and he should reevaluate what represents for the company. See, like, I also hired people that genuinely needed a job. I hired talented people in order to do a video game, and I actually care about them. And so, like, going out and saying stuff without thinking about the consequences you're going to accomplish says a lot about your character. There is absolutely no need for this divisive statement. You're selling a product. You don't care who buys your product, right? Like, if you're a car company, because notice, like, this is almost concentrated to the geek. This is why I even had the intro in the beginning. Specifically because the culture was created to make these people think that they're the new messiah. And you don't get to see the same behavior with car companies, for instance. Like, no one who manufactures cars cares about the political leanings, the personality, the behavior of the person driving the car. Your job is to make the vehicle, the transaction happens, someone buys it, and then you just don't fucking care. Like, I've never heard anyone being accused, like, oh, you're making cars. Did you know, like, a bank robber took your car and used it? Like, no one cares about that. It's like, oh, someone did a drive-by shooting. They drove a Honda. Don't you feel responsible? You're the one making Hondas. Don't you feel the blood guilt on your hands? It's like, no. He makes cars, right? So it should be the same thing. Like, you're making video games. Even if the worst people imaginable would play video games, it's not your job to condemn them. I mean, when you go after J.D. Vance, you're basically going after every single person that supports him. So you're saying that if right-wingers buy your game, they actually fund and support your platform so that you can use their money to talk against their ideology. Why would they keep buying your game then? And if they don't buy your game, what about the 80 people that you employ? Why should they go out of a business? Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.